Thanks, Charlotte. We're going to have a conversation about silence this week. The sounds of silence.
An old song from the 1960s. Is that right, Linda? Is that
Paul
decade?
Simon and Garfunkel, Art Garfunkel, The Sound of Silence.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk to you again because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams, I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone. Neath the halo of a street lamp, I turned. Go ahead. Go, keep
I
go.
want people to sing along. I'm going to mute myself though.
So which was to sing. I was thinking people could sing, probably are singing I am in their minds, which is a common meditative experience, singing in our minds. It's a common life experience. Um, but what should I continue on this way, Linda? Or, neath neath the halo of a street lamp, I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence.
So we're going to riff off the lyrics a little bit, and they start with darkness, my old friend. And it seems like at that point, I mean, the song it really talks about darkness and silence are haunting them. That there's a sense of what, you know, those of you who were awake at that time, I was in the womb, but there was a spiritual blindness, a social numbness, a kind of disconnection that they were trying to get at by putting these words out around silence.
And some of the lines are really evocative as I was reading it. I mean, they're good lines because they're so evocative. In restless dreams, I walked alone. Neath the halo of a street lamp, I turned my collar to the cold and damp when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light. Uh,
Mhm.
it does remind me, I did live, this is a New York City song, and I did live in New York City at that time. And there was something could be something very lonely with
Mhm.
all those people and all that noise. And yet there's this lonely silence, which
Mhm.
perhaps was their experience,
Yeah, yeah,
which is the opposite of what I feel now with our Sangha.
right, right. And yet it's still relatable, right? It's still relatable to go into these lyrics that were written that long ago in political activism and also like talking about the society and some of the things that people were experiencing and actually saying hello to them, basically saying hello by putting them in a song and validating these experiences. Okay, second part.
Yeah, continue on.
Okay. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without, I'll get a little teary-eyed without listening, people writing songs that voices never share. No one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fools, said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. Nelly, come in. I'm
Oh, you
getting
want me singing?
teary-eyed. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I
you
get
sing and I'll
teary.
come in. Come on. And everybody else can come in on their muted reality. Go ahead.
Okay, so but my words like silent raindrops fell,
Fell and
echoed
echoed In the well, I
Well,
can't do it this.
of silence. Okay. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming.
So you rewrote this, Dukkha, my old friend. So we have a really different view of silence, don't we? It seems like silence was haunting him, them. But in meditation, dukkha, darkness, it's not something to fear. It's
Right,
something to drop into, to trust.
right, right. And actually, that's the container we're building. I mean, we don't give you guidance during your silence. It's kind of coming from within, meeting things maybe unexpected and not even aware they were there. It's really a place for deep listening.
Hmm. Hmm. And I don't think we're bowing and praying to to a neon god. I don't think that's not what I'm doing. That's not what we're suggesting. We're suggesting sort of something quite different, bowing and praying, not actually, maybe actually, but not necessarily actually in actuality, in body motion, but to something deeper, to our inner world, to awareness, to
Right, right.
insight,
'Cause-
to
Yeah, because we do often end the meditation with a bow, and it's not to a god, it's to the capacity that's being built within the silence, and that hoping that our understandings and actions will come from what we understand in the silence, what we come to know.
and really what we're saying, and this is actually different from other meditation approaches, but we're saying meditation is the quiet. In that silence, we listen to ourselves.
Mm.
And then, in a sort of more silent way, we listen to others. We tell people not to crosstalk. So
Mhm.
there is another kind of silence where we listen to one another.
Yeah, yeah.
And the final stanza, do do do. And the sign said, the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls and whispered in the sound of silence.
Mhm. And Nellie, you went to the words of the prophets are written in our journals, that we're actually getting the ordinary thoughts and feelings and experiences and responses right there in front of us, just like the graffiti and the subways, or some of it feels like graffiti. We're like, what is that? What does that mean? But we kind of sort through that within our journals to come to some of our insights, to some of our deeper ways of knowing.
Yeah, and I mean, perhaps it's a bit audacious to say that we're prophets, but there are words that come through our journals that really are prophetic, not quite so, whatever, mundane. Not all
Well,
the time, sometimes.
no, I think it's a good direction we're pointing, that there's not like a prophet that's going to save us, or there's not, even words from the outside. Like, this really is a finding your own path, words, words, feelings, thoughts, actions. And that Buddhism is about that. It's not just what goes on in a temple, it's what goes on in your own understanding and actions, ethical actions.
Hmm. Hmm. Um, the Buddha often spoke of wisdom appearing in ordinary places, just like what we are right now speaking of, not just in the temples, but in life, or in the monasteries, but in life, our life. That's where we find it. And the subway walls are about as, whatever. That's the gr gritty graffiti of everyday experiences written on the subway walls. And there are these passing words and moments in meditation that hold unexpected insight when we're paying attention.
And I like the ending of whispered in the sounds of silence, that there's such for me, a comforting feeling to that, and even togetherness, that we're all going to go into silence together.
And listen to those whispers,
Mm.
our own whispers.
Okay, so I think it's my turn